Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to a brand new TEW2020 video. You join us here for a big one. It's AEW's Double or Nothing for 2027. No pressure, last year we got a 100, so we need to try and equal that, as this will be my 6th Double or Nothing in game, the lowest score being 2023's 87, which saw Eddie Kingston win the World Championship from Hangman Page. Last year's main event, which helped score the 100, was Water defeating MJF. A few things to cover before we set foot at Double or Nothing. Obviously, we've got all the boosts on. The event's now got its reputation to highly regarded. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff in real life has happened, which has changed a bit of the booking. And it'll be covered more in future videos, Vince is dead. Vince died in game, and the company has been handed over to Stephanie, and she went on a very bizarre signing spree. A lot of people who you would raise an eyebrow of them signing in 2023, never mind in 2027. For example, WWE have re-signed JTG. I like JTG, but I don't see him as a WWE signing in 2023, never mind 2027. So yeah, that, Chuck Taylor, many names have now signed for WWE. It's quite strange. They took for me if I'm us, but that's fine. That's cool. We've got to focus on ourselves. Big things are changing. They'll be explained as the show goes on. We have 28 segments, so without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy Double or Nothing for 2027. Let's do it. So here we are in the AT&T Stadium in front of 91,000, nearly 91.5 there in attendance, and you can see he's back. We've got him. He's managed to get his morale in a state where we could sign him. But since he came back in real life, I thought, right, okay, I certainly didn't think he was coming back, but he's back. So CM Punk and Powerhouse Hobbs are in a segment here. So now the reason for this is, remember, I was going to have Punk do that kind of role where he was going to take a lot of younger talent and be like a kind of role model, a kind of mentor. And Jericho took the role. He took Lee Moriarty and he took Danny Luna. Punk's been over the 3 shows of Rampage, Dynamite, and Carnage. And one man he really struck a chord with was Powerhouse Hobbs. So the two of them are just basically saying bigger things are coming for Powerhouse Hobbs. But CM Punk says big things are coming for AEW as well. It's all known we've got 3 brands, but we are going to change one up. Over the next few months, Carnage will cease to exist, and we will have the debuting game of AEW Collision. So it's basically going to be a case of, I've been using Carnage as more of a developmental brand, like Impact is developmental, then another brand, and then the 2 main ones of Rampage and Dynamite. But we're going to change it up. But basically, some of the talents on Carnage will go back down to Impact. Talent will spread between 3 brands, and Collision, as it will be known as, it'll be basically CM Punk and friends. So CM Punk will do a bit of recruiting on this show, and the first one of that is Powerhouse Hobbs. 74 segment, and his gimmick's getting stale. A lot more from Punk as the show goes along. He won't really wrestle because he's done physically, just his great mic skills and good overness. We start off the show though with a matchup for the All Atlantic Championship. It was a rematch because they done so well the last time, but unfortunately this time it's hit with a psychology penalty. So last time's 96, becomes this time's 85. But superb wrestling match with great heat as El Generico defeats Tyler Black in 1811 with the Brainbuster. 5th defence, it could possibly come down to the match not being still the show, why it didn't get as good a rating as well, so add that, plus your lack of psychology. But I just wanted to see if we could top the 96, but at the same time get another reign to Generico's All Atlantic Championship reign. However, he's in the ring, obviously managing him at the side was Kevin Steen, so no match up tonight for Kevin Steen, but CM Punk and Powerhouse Hobbs come back down from the curtain and they beat the living daylight out of both of them, with Power Hobbs finishing off Generico with a mega spinebuster. 81, Powerhouse Hobbs is still getting stale, but of course we'll correct that down the line. But good stuff, 81. Then moved on to a fatal 4-way matchup for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, It was the first defence for the Lucha Bros as they took on FTR, the Young Bucks, in Top Flight. There was a win in 14:04, Rey Fenix submitting Cash Wheeler, giving them the first defence. Confirmed 86 overall. You can see the weak link was Darius Martin, Nick Jackson bringing in 99, which is good to see. I think I do need more tag teams that are a threat. It's usually always the same ones, so hopefully, as I say, over the next couple of weeks and months and save, we can start to work on that. But the Lucha Bros retain. We then have our loser leaves Dynamite matchup. The loser will have to either go to Carnage/Collision or they will have to go to Rampage. I don't know where they're going yet. So I made it a boneyard match. Basically, trap your opponent and then they'll be sent away to one of those brands. These two former tag team champions, tag team partners, but it was about their great heat and good wrestling. And the J defeats Britt Baker in 14:27 and a 77 rated matchup. The industry-leading production values added to the cinematic match style. However, Anna was off her game, but still delivered a solid 80 performance. And after the matchup, we have a screaming Britt Baker. She's obviously upset. She's been trapped in this area, and she doesn't know where she's going. She's frustrated that she's moving from AEW Dynamite 87. I think one of my concerns with Britt is she's 34, which means she may retire the next few years, so I'm kind of worrying what to do with her. So we'll see if a fresh start gives some fresh feuds and stuff going forward. Next up, we had the AEW Shine Championship on the line. Priscilla Kelly defending within a 6-pack challenge, and she took on former champions Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, Chris Statlander. I'm pretty sure Toni Storm's the reign, and the former Queen of AEW Tame Mello. But it was a win in 12:39 for the champ, as Priscilla Kelly submitted Ruby Soho with a tilt-a-whirl dragon sleeper. Priscilla was head and shoulders above the rest in terms of in-ring, with an 88, and the match itself delivered an 83 segment. So pretty solid stuff for the Shine Championship. And Ruby is now going to debut a weirdo gimmick, which got an initial rating of great. So it shows we do have good depth in the women's division, and that showcased our Shine Championship match. I then had a random 10-man tag of people that had nothing to do, and I felt like, well, they shouldn't go off the card. So, well, we'll put them together and we'll see how it benefits them. And about had superb wrestling and great heat, the team of Hangman Adam Page, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, El Hijo del Vikingo and Mayu Iwatani defeated the team of Jay White, Sammy Guevara, Malachi Black, Pac, and the Queen of AEW, Konami, in 17:51, when Mayu Iwatani pinned Konami with a diving double foot stomp. 82. So it was really just to give out all these people on the card because they can't be missing out in Double or Nothing, that amount of star power, but also to hint at a potential feud down the line between Iwatani and Konami. We then see CM Punk backstage after Jay White has made his way through the curtain, and he says, "Really, Jay, this is what you've restricted your career to? Just getting on a Double or Nothing card in a 10-man tag or a 10-person tag? Collision is probably a good place for you." Jay White just looks at him and says, "Not now, Mr. Punk." But imagine that in a New Zealand Kiwi accent. Next up, we had the TBS Championship on the line. The champ, Deonna Purrazzo, defending against former Shine champion Elena Black. And it was a superb matchup here that had Elena Black pick up the win in 13:32 with a double underhook DDT. New champ alert. So 79, not too bad there. The worry was always going to be psychology, and that has affected us here. But I gave him a chance to steal the show, and I'd still say that's a pretty damn respectable matchup between the Generation of Jade, or as she's now in this, as Elena Black, and of course, the Virtuosa. And Elena gets a chance to celebrate in a 73 rated segment. Got to get those angles in. Back on the Carnage brand, of course, we have the Evolve Championship title. And it's a great wrestling match here between the champ as Parker Boudreaux defeats Clark Connors and El Lindemann in 14:15 when Parker pinned El Lindemann, giving him his first defence of the belt. 82, he brought an 83 performance, so it was people that were able to benefit his skill set, which bizarrely is a very high technical rating, but there you are. It's weird that this is going to become the AEW Collision Championship, but I think we're probably bigger names than Parker Boudreaux, but I think he's someone that's really going to benefit with somebody like a CM Punk speaking. So 82, pretty good stuff there. And at least you see what I've got on other kind of brands as well, rather than the usual suspects. The other match at the last event, but here comes a rematch between Swerve Strickland and Hook. And Swerve just says, nah man, you've been given everything you've gotten in this career, you know what I mean, you haven't earned it like Swerve has. And he's going to teach Hook a lesson. That was a 76. Their matchup was pretty good, 82 overall, and it was with great heat and good wrestling as Swerve Strickland defeated Hook in 13:54 with a handful of the tights. Swerve's 8th defence of the TNT title, and only a 65 for Hook off his game, but an 86 for Swerve, as they just a regular match, so Swerve with a very solid performance here. Of course, CM Punk continues his recruiting mission, and he says to Hook, do you feel that Thursday nights are alright for fighting? More to see on that one. Eddie Kingston then cuts a promo against Santana. Obviously Santana had a long-standing issue with Ortiz. It just says, Santana, you know that Ortiz was one of my brothers, he was obviously a main man. But nah, this just ain't right. I know how good you two were together, and it's a shame that you've went down this path. But if I need to beat the life out of you, then I'll just do that. And that's a 70. Matchup itself, great heat, good wrestling. Santana defeats Eddie Kingston in 12:41 with a handful of the tights. So a 79 here. The problem with Eddie is great overness, great charisma. The in-ring stuff's declining because of age. So Santana's someone we're looking to push, and a 79 for the matchup. We then had the AEW Tag Team Championships on the line for the women's division, and it is former enemies, now friends and allies, Alexa Cabrera and Jade Cargill, who challenged for Mercedes Moné and Roxy's championships. It was about to have some great heat and good wrestling, as Alexa and Cabrera and Jade Cargill defeated Mercedes and Roxy when Jade pinned Roxy with the Jaded, meaning we have new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. 81 overall, Roxy was a weak link, and 90 for Mercedes. I've got ideas where I want to go. They're going to stay as a team, but I want to kind of as Roxy's just not doing enough to get Mercedes good books and kind of work from there. So 81 overall. Hopefully continues the development of Roxy. We then moved on to a matchup that's been on months in the making. Of course, we've had the stuff between Cody and Takeshita, but also with MJF with Takahashi. The two of them finally collided, and it was an exceptional matchup that saw Takahashi defeat MJF in 1925 with a fisherman suplex. He brought the psychology, he brought it, and they delivered a very good 88 rated matchup. I then had CM Punk backstage with two of the competitors from earlier on's Tag Team Championship match. Of course, FTR. And a little bit of, unlucky lads tonight, but what about Collision? How does that sound? Will remain to be seen what happens there. Oh my god, how did that flop? Let it run too long? I expect this to be a banger. But anyway, exceptional matchup. Rush defeats Walter and Andrade Alidolo in 32:50 when Rush pinned Walter by a rush driver. These three have been going at it. Of course, they all want to take on Walter. They all want to beat Walter. And it was, of course, Rush who got the pinfall. And only 93 despite a 95, 94, 94. As I say, probably gave it too long. Regular matchup. Worked a decent pace. And yeah, that's what it is. It's a poor roll, but we move on. I then had a matchup that saw Jon Moxley defeat Zack Sabre Jr. in 14:29 with the Death Rider, 79. Zack's been coming back from his injury and he wanted to make a statement attacking Jon Moxley, but Moxley able to get a win here in solid circumstance. However, after the matchup, the returning from injury Pete Dunne, back after a serious spinal injury, has beaten down Jon Moxley, and he shows that he is a proper brawling brute against a kind of brawler that's Jon Moxley. So, an 80 rated segment here, and a potential feud down the line of Jon Moxley and Pete Dunne. Then had a fantastic matchup here, the matchup for the Women's World Championship, as Veronica put her unbeaten record on the line against the champ Demi Bennett. And this had fantastic heat and good wrestling, as Veronica defeated Demi Bennett in 21:34 with the locked Ray Slice, meaning new world champion, or new gen, the picture of genocide, but it is Veronica, and she is your women's champion. So she remains undefeated within AEW, because other companies are making her lose. Even when she was out on loan, they made her lose. God damn it. But she's now babyface. She turned on the last show before Double or Nothing to say that she's going to step forward, beat Demi Bennett. Demi brought the skills here. Veronica brought the psychology. The selling's got a long way to go for her though, so she's going to work with some people like Iwatani. Other people will draw stuff out of her, but Demi Bennett, still an 81's pretty respectable, but a new world champion. The celebration leads to an 83. We then have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's with members of Cody's faction, the likes of Wardlow, All Ego Ethan Page, Randy Orton and Richard Holiday. And he says that all of you are banned from ringside tonight. Triple threat match in the main event. Cody defends against Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay. Ospreay's carrying an injury, so I don't feel we're going to get 100. I think that might hamper us, but it was a house show like 3 days before the event, so I had no luck there. What's it going to draw though? I'm hoping for at least a 90, despite the injury. Let's do it. Bang on. It was an exceptional matchup. Konosuke Takeshita defeats Will Ospreay and Cody Rhodes in 31-38 when Takeshita pinned Cody Rhodes with a javelin kick, meaning your AEW World Champion is now Konosuke Takeshita. 82 for Will Ospreay, 97 for Takeshita. Why is his champion? There's your evidence there. And an 85 for Cody Rhodes. The injury to Ospreay kind of hurt him. It was a strain. Sounds like a bicep strain or something. But aye, 4 days before the event, and I already decided I was going for a triple threat match. They both had championship matches due. So 94 Takeshita and an 80 the celebration. As we go off here. Show itself does increase our popularity in 56 regions, but we hit a 95, so the boost saved us a little. A lot of stuff that I thought would do really well that kind of flopped, a lot of stuff that was pretty decent, a lot of storyline stuff, a lot of stuff basically hinting about the plans in the future. So in the future, Carnage becomes Collision. It might not be in effect for the June event, it might be kind of like the middle of August I go with it. The plan is, usually I have my own Heart Memorial Tournament finals at Double or Nothing. They moved them in real life, so I've decided I'll do the same. I'm going to have both my finals at All In, or All Out, because I'm going to have an All Out in London, and we're going to have an All In. I'm going to do that in this as well. And yeah, I'm hoping the shows and pay-per-views have become thick and fast in this save now, so I'm hoping the momentum of these can really kick in and we can have really good storylines. But expect some new faces to pop up. Not necessarily new signings, but people that have been in Impact that'll probably come on to Collision and that'll properly change stuff up just to give it a wee bit of freshness. A few people will move around as well, but overall, exciting times ahead. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was Double or Nothing. We go into a new era with Konosuke Takeshita. I didn't say many new faces. There will be one new signing that's due in about a few weeks' time. He might have something to say. Darby Allin's back soon. Kenny Omega's back in a month. Starlight Kid's back as well. And that's us with Ricochet and a few others. Ricky Starks and Rehab for drug use. It's been an interesting save. Please join us for the next video. We'll go over not just the next pay-per-view, but of course the Wrestler of the Year so far at the end of June. So take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day, check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit, the Grey Dog Software forums, and everywhere else that has any verbal, any written content. And of course, support your mod makers. We would be absolutely screwed without them. So take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.